I knew. Good morning, everybody on video. I knew when the beginning of Play Me Some Mountain Music came on that she would just start. I'm like, Doc, I can't hear you. I got headphones on. Get up on that mic. So she leans in a little bit, and she's still like kind of humming it and singing a little bit. And I'm like, could you be a little more vocal? And then she really starts. And then I went ahead and keyed up the mic.
Yeah, and then he broke the news. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday.
2 turntables and a microphone.
I don't know that song.
Oh my God, we'll have to play that. That's Beck.
Oh, okay. So, Scotty, what you been up to? Have you been missing me?
Man, let me tell you, you came in this morning and
you never been happy to see a black girl in your life?
I don't know that I would put it that way. You know, like I did say that when Halle Berry was topless in Swordfish.
Okay, I'm not going to be topless in Swordfish.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, too.
You just said I'd never been so happy to see a black girl in my life, and I can say yes to the Halle Berry topless on Swordfish.
But any other black woman is not going to walk through your door with coffee in hand and serve you while you're
seated. See, I don't know. There's a situation, Doc, and we got to have a conversation. And all the listeners, I need your opinion. What's more important? Doc walking in with 2 cups of coffee or Halle Berry walking in with 2 D cups?
Really, Scotty?
What? It's a serious question.
Really, Scotty? Crystal, I have paracord, cement blocks, and a lake.
It's a question.
I got paracord, cement blocks, and a lake.
You just said that you were not coming in topless, but you are coming in with coffee. So the question is, what's more important, D cups or coffee cups?
Your answer better be coffee cups if you want to live and do well. Did you not watch Farrah Fawcett Burn in Bed?
Yeah, I did. That was a pretty good movie.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to keep you alive, my
That's
friend.
the same one where she sprayed like bug spray in the dude's eyes too, didn't she? Or is that another one?
I think that's another one.
I don't know. That was a different movie.
Yeah, you're going to get the burn in bed. I'm just saying. I am just trying.
I was just going with what you said.
I did not say anything about no D cups. I said
you said coffee.
I said coffee.
Let's just word association.
Mm-hmm.
Never been so happy to see a black woman, Halle Berry. You coffee cups, her D cups. Word association. This perfectly goes together.
Scotty, I don't know what you've been going through these past 2 days, but I'm about to help you get your mind right.
Raven's like, coffee and being on time.
So I guess I blew my chances for getting a job with Ravens Renovation.
Hey, don't be using the word blue in the whole conversation of her topless.
Oh,
because that's a whole different movie.
You are such a 13-year-old boy.
No, but it's word association. Okay, if I say bacon.
Tofu.
No similarities. Waffle House.
Fried eggs.
No, see, most people would say puking. Or 3 o'clock in the morning. See, with you, I have to play dirty. Sandbox.
Cars.
Ford.
Nissan.
Putty.
Silly.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. Ink splot.
Faces.
Okay. Caveman.
Cave woman.
Wow. Pond.
Lake.
Legos.
Star Wars.
Star Trek.
Jedi.
Golly, man. All right, we'll have to come back to that.
See, I'm on it this morning.
I still say D cups.
I still say coffee cup.
Okay.
I'm trying to save your marriage.
You like women. Why wouldn't you like D cups?
Because I'm trying to save your marriage. I'm trying to keep you from I'm trying to keep us from having to come explain why you in the lake. That's what I'm trying to do.
Woman, you don't explain it. You don't know where the body is.
No, I got to bring the body back now, because Benny be like, you got to go get Scotty. I said, okay. But.
And Jacob's Halle Berry and Monsters Ball.
And Richard said coffee, Holly Berry, and all that.
Well, she damn sure used to be. Hey, Richard, you wouldn't kick her out of the house for eating crackers in the bed, though. Don't lie.
Really?
What?
Really?
Well, when I say crackers, I actually mean saltines,
Mhm.
not white America.
Mhm.
But even though that's funny of you to think that.
Because I know how twisted your mind
No,
is.
I said that legitimately because there's always been it's a phrase guys use. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers, but it is funny that we're saying that, and I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers. So
Okay.
it's funny. It's funny that I said a phrase and you took it the other way because what you took is actually kind of funny. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers. That is kind of funny. And since it happened on a couch on Monsters Ball, it'd be like I wouldn't kick her off the sofa for eating crackers.
See?
Except if you're eating Billy Bob Thornton. We can kick you out the house.
You were so, oh my gosh.
What?
Oh my goodness. Hey, did you
Did
hear
you even know the movie?
what Monsters
Yeah.
Ball?
Okay, then
No,
that
was
the reason.
Monsters Inc.
That's why you. Oh my God! Totally different
Totally
movies.
different movies.
Oh my God, y'all! Somebody save us. Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton was in that. That's why.
So did you hear that Lamar and who is it, Khloe Kardashian?
Yeah, the Kardashian.
The Kardashians. They're getting back together. Sometimes it just
Oh, my
takes
gosh.
near death.
Sometimes it takes $75,000, 2 hookers, and a bunch of drugs to work a marriage right out.
You know, we are in the wrong business, Scotty. $75,000 for 2 hookers. We are
Yes.
in the wrong
Do you
business.
believe that the 2 hookers were supposed to split $75,000? So they were supposed to get
Wow.
$37,000 a piece to have a ramp and a sack with him. But the problem is the owner of the hooker establishment said that because pictures have been taken of him in the bed and drugs are in question, and the rumor is that the girls supplied him the drugs,
Oh my God.
that he's not paying the girls the $37,000 a piece. Can I just ask you a question? And I'm going to sound like the biggest racist in the world when I say this.
Okay, Scotty. Anytime you have to preface something with "I'm going to sound like," the
How
biggest
many
racist.
women don't even make $37,000 in a year,
Mhm.
and they're blowing black guys all the time? We're before 8. If I offended anybody, I am sorry. That it was a severe, serious question. Think of how many girls have to perform, if that sounds better for you guys, all the time and don't even make $37,000 a year. And these 2 hookers, just one, and they get $37,000. Well, he took 10 hours worth of pills, so it might have been more than once.
Right.
It was one night or 2, but it was definitely more than once. But $37,000. We know tricks that are trying to make that much money in a year. And their hoo-ha bus stop gets a lot of traffic. Marta's next stop, 5 points. 5-point station. I mean, think of how many transits go through their pit stop.
Oh my gosh.
Moreland Avenue, Peachcrest, and Midway. Yeah. Can you imagine?
That that whole.
Omni Civic Center. I mean, Marta, dude.
Do we even have the Omni?
No,
anymore?
it's a joke because back in the day,
I'm like, wait
back
a
in the
minute.
day, going to all the everything, it was Omni Civic Center.
I was like, wait a minute, do we have the Omni anymore? Yeah, that should.
If I'm going to trigger people's old memories, I might as well throw out the actual names.
Go all the way back. But
Street next station. Peachtree next station.
that just blows my mind.
Speaking of blowing minds, $37,000.
Yes.
You've touched one and you didn't even get paid.
No, I didn't. No, I feel cheated.
See?
I'm feeling really cheated. Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah. Right about now, I'm feeling very,
Yeah.
very cheated.
Isn't that something?
I didn't even get compensated.
Yeah.
Especially since the new labor report came out, and now women earn 2 times.
Hold on. That's some good marriage counseling. And listen, I'm making the joke about I got 2 turntables and a microphone. It's like I got 2 hoes and a bottle of pills.
Well, no, that's more like I got pros in different area codes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Can you imagine the counselor? I know just what to do to fix your marriage, sir. You go down there to Vegas, you pop 10 hours worth of pills and get you 2 hookers. Now, it's going to cost you $75,000, but I guarantee it'll fix your marriage. Nothing better than going on national television to make your wife come running back to you.
See? And
it just goes to show that the Kardashians are all about the big D, and that is drama.
Drama and
you know,
dollars.
The one sister gets famous after multiple sex tapes of hooking up with famous folks. That's how she gets famous. Now, this Kardashian has become a little irrelevant. Oh, best thing to do is throw some hookers in the mix to fix your popularity.
I think that's the crazy.
Hell, she should have just spent $13,000 and she should have slept with him.
That was kind of like a downgrade from
That'd save a bunch of money, though.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Just saying.
It's just not the same, Scotty. Just saying.
So, what was you saying? You started asking me a question.
I completely forgot now. I lost that train of thought. Let's just keep
Labor
going.
board, women making more money.
Oh, the new labor statistics came out, and women now make. You remember how I was always griping about we made 75 cents to every dollar that a man makes?
Yes.
Okay, so now the
women just got to be careful because they apparently blow the money.
Really? So now
what? I'm just saying.
The new numbers are out, and now women make 2 times less than men.
I think that is a lie.
Well, okay, and then in the same news segment that I was watching, they said that now more women are having to pay child support than men and they're having to pay spousal support because their earnings are higher. So I'm like, okay, which one is it? I think it goes like this. I think that there are a lot more women in industry and professions now, but the everyday woman is still making 2 times less. So there it is.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
As long as you feel that way.
Just humor me. Just
tell us how you feel. Tell us how you really feel.
You always do.
The thing is this. It kind of sucks how child support works. Like, I know a chick right now who has a very severe disease. She's 1 step away from having to be on Social Security and Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
Her ex-husband for like 8 years didn't pay any child support, didn't pay any medical expenses, didn't do anything to support the kids. Kids get tired of listening to mama's rules, hangs out with dad, who's a kind of a piece of crap dad anyways, thinks life's fun because dad has no rules. They move in with dad. Dad decides to try to go after mom for child support. Got awarded child support from the mother who's not doing that great, has no job, can't work.
Wow.
1 step away from Social Security, 1 step away, from Medicaid, only about 8 steps away from possibly being completely disabled, not counting, life expectancies getting smaller because of her medical problems.
Mm-hmm.
But yet she gets awarded child support. But yet the judges and stuff didn't make him pay back what he owed. Like what he's going to get for like the next 2 years of child support is not even like a third of the money he owes the woman. So I was kind of like, okay, the second that he was told, yes, he gets child support, I think I would have found a way to say, what about the, $20,000 that he owes me?
Right.
I think one should have canceled out the other and be like, sir, take your brats and have a good day.
That is just, and it's like,
because they're going to live with daddy long enough to find out that daddy's a jerk, and then they're going to come back home.
They're going to come back home. Well, and that's what.
And then this whole child support crap's going to have to start all over again.
Well, that's what gets me about the whole system in general. You really have to have, so much for not having an attorney and going into this. You have to have an attorney, but you got to have a good attorney, and that costs money, which most people going into this don't have, especially women.
Here's the thing that gets me. And this is just such a point blank in your face question. So I'll go out and mug somebody, beat the hell out of them, and take their money, go use their ATM card, and 2-3 months later, I get caught. I go to prison, right? Or I go to jail. They give me a free attorney. But then you have a mother who is in such bad shape that she can't afford something, but yet she has to come up with $5,000 for an attorney. Does anybody see the problem in this point that I'm making? We will give you a free attorney if you commit a violent crime and possibly kill somebody. We will give you a free attorney. But someone that actually needs an attorney to fight for the best interest of their children can't get an attorney. But somebody who mugs somebody can. Exactly. Somebody who raped somebody can. And it's free. And our system pays for it. We are stupid effing society. That's just me trying to censor it as best I can, but it is ridiculous when you think of how screwed up the system is. We will give you a free attorney. Go commit a crime.
See,
so if I need an attorney for child support, which I don't, but if I did, I would just go commit a crime and then say, hey, dude, while we're here, can you work out my child support too?
I don't think it works like that.
Because you're free. I mean, if you're free, can't you just help me out?
Yeah, I don't think it works like that. Oh, we've got a guest.
I committed a crime. Just go ahead and help me.
Hello.
Hey, y'all give us just a second. We're going to shoot off to a commercial. We'll be right back. And our guest is in the house. So give us just a few seconds. Everybody, it's just for fun in the morning.
We'll be right back.
Be right back.
Hey, girl. Hey, what's up? All right. We're going to put you over here. Hey, Bright.
What's happening?
Nothing much. Okay, give me the rules. What do I do?
3 fingers from the mic.
No, I can't do that.
We brought you to the radio show. Don't talk.
All right, so I got to find the link for is it the event tomorrow?
What?
Okay. The thing running through Lori's backyard. Front pit bull stop.
So that's what you're going to?
Tomorrow for a little while, yes.
The morning one. Okay.
Yeah. That's Friday though, baby.
What?
Tomorrow's Friday.
Whatever. She's been gone for all these days, ain't been contacting me or nothing. Comes in and starts filling my head with something, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You do know that, right? So that's the first thing you're going to Saturday, and then coming to Old Town.
No, honey, that's tomorrow. I'm doing
hers is tomorrow.
Right, hers is tomorrow.
So what are you doing Saturday?
Saturday, I have the.
See where this is where the confusion was this morning.
Saturday, I have the CIDP thing with Kimby, who came in on Monday.
Spelling all them damn names.
Remember Kimby, who came in on Monday? So I'm doing her thing Saturday morning. Then I'm coming to Old Town with you. Then I'm going to come to the Witch's Brew with you. Okay.
So hers is tomorrow.
Hers is tomorrow.
Miss Conyers is Saturday.
Miss Conyers is Saturday morning.
See how easy that is instead of saying CODP, SG, XYZ.
Huh? Yes. Your headphones are over there?
Yep.
They shouldn't be wrapped up.
They shouldn't be.
Then just put them on.
It's just easier because your ears, well, those probably won't be quite so bad, but my ears you get hot.
Really, Lori?
Hey, look. And she has on her origami owl Halloween.
That is so funny. See, her tongue hangs out like my dog's. I could have left my dog out after all.
Yeah, see? All right, where is
So we have to figure out, do we want to push the issue about being in this thing in Conyers, or do we just want to be there and pass out cards and have freedom?
I think we just be there, pass out cards, and have freedom. And then we can deal with that for next
But
year.
I actually think if we had a booth, we'd get a lot of attention. And that's the downfall.
Yeah, but
I got
baby,
10.
you got a tent.
I got 10.
I got 10. Lori, where is the post? I think we just.
So you going to be in Conyers too?
Saturday, I'm doing that grief camp. I'm doing the dog therapy at a grief camp.
Oh, well, that'd be kind of cool too.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I'm gonna have a little girl helping me who lost a parent or something, and then she tried to commit suicide.
Ooh, that's not good.
So, well, it's gonna get better.
Yeah, one of my buddies, his 21-year-old son just committed suicide over a girl. And it's just like, God, man, y'all have no idea how many girls are going to come in and out of your life, and you're going to do something over one.
One.
And the problem is let's just call facts. If it's to the point where she's just being that way to you,
Let
she
her
don't
go.
deserve your time anyways.
Let her
But
go.
people get lost, man. They don't think.
I guess I'm too much of an arrogant ass to let somebody else push me to that point. Be gone.
Mm-hmm. It sucks for our buddy though, you know,
Yeah, it
but
does.
it's just horrible.
They bury you. You don't bury your children.
That's right. Raven says he's calling BS on the wage thing.
I'm gonna find where it was on Good Morning America.
All right, I'm gonna use the restroom, then we should be.
Then we'll be ready.
Minute 23.
Okay. Be quickly.
Oh, thank you. Do I have the 23 to do it?
You have 10 seconds.
I won't put the seat down because that's just wasting time.
Oh, and the rocking chairs on the front porch are so inviting.
I
I want to sit and talk. All right, let's go rock.
Let's go rock.
All right, going back.
Okay.
All right, all you just for funners, we are back.
We're back, and Lori Todd has joined us. Lori of Nuts and More
Yes, I have joined you today. And Sprite.
and Sprite.
Yeah.
This is Sprite's first radio
I mix
interview.
Sprite with water. How's this going to work with that?
Do what?
I said I mix Sprite with water. How's it going to work with a dog named Sprite?
Well, she's named after the mythical fairy, not the drink.
Man,
Yeah, like Tinkerbell is a Sprite.
I did not know that.
Yes, now you do.
No, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I thought you named her after the drink because, she always slept in that little Coca-Cola box at your house.
Mhm.
then her name would be Coke, and she'd have something on her nose.
That was really funny. Okay.
God, Doc, where have you been? If you ever met a guy with a dog named Coke, because if you do, you're just going to assume he's a drug. Not a drug sniffing dog, but the guy's a drug. Yeah, drugs, you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah,
Okay.
we get it. We get it.
Well, for dogs, sometimes you have to really paint the image.
Yeah. Like a dog with named Smith or Wesson. You
That's
assume
right.
They've got guns.
You have
or
to assume it.
Jack, they're probably an alcoholic. So yeah.
What's funny is I know a
follow.
guy that rode Japanese bikes. I'm getting out of your realm, but motorcycles that are not American motorcycles, they call Jap bikes. And the
Uh-huh.
dude
No.
rode
Like
a
Kawasaki.
right. So he rode a jet bike, but his dog was named
She got it.
Harley. And I'm like, really? Is that like the closest thing to one you're gonna get?
Telling you.
Don't ride your dog though. It's illegal.
So, Lori, what
Yeah.
have you been doing?
Oh, golly gee, we have just been busy at Mutts and More. In June, we took in a geriatric pit bull that the owners moved off and left him in the backyard for 6 weeks. We don't know how he survived. The abuse started long before that. He had malnutrition. His legs are deformed due to that. His face was swollen due to an illness almost twice the size. And we have just been rehabbing him and loving him. His name is Tattoo because of Fantasy Island. I'm showing my age.
I was gonna say,
Showing my age.
is he short?
He is short, and his
Short and
legs are-
brown?
and his legs are jacked up. No, he's a blue nose. But we woke up about 3 weeks ago.
Tattoo was more of a brown nose.
Yeah,
You know, Mr.
yeah,
Rourke.
I get it.
Mm.
Cracked me up again.
I just love the fact Doc's just on another planet today.
She's just chilling.
I'm just chilling.
Just chilling. But anyway, about 3 weeks ago, we woke up and he couldn't walk. So $5,000 later in a UGA trip. Yeah.
That's a hit.
Well, no, people were very good to us. We were able to raise almost half of that to help him.
Mhm.
So he's back walking, and we think he's lived in pain for so long that he's learned to cope, because now that he's not in pain, we're seeing some personality. Let's just use that word.
Aw,
Yeah, come out. So, yeah,
bless you.
yay.
Oh, sorry about that.
Ooh, got some Lysol.
Yeah, usually Dot's got friggin' Clorox wipes.
Yeah,
right?
usually whenever he sneezes, I'm like, here, Clorox.
Clorox. But anyway, tomorrow night, tomorrow is Pitbull Awareness Day, and we are having a get together at my house from 6 to 8, and we're going to do a Mexican layout, and we're just going to celebrate Tattoos Recovery. And I would like the opportunity to thank people that have really come out and helped us out. But we're also doing a fun run. Say, tell me about that fun run, Lori.
Tell me about the fun run, Lori.
So we're gonna hang a Twinkie on your butt. We're gonna go. Let the dogs loose.
Well, actually,
Fun run.
actually, it's across my front yard because that's the only place or time that Tattoo's ever run, and he's done it twice.
That's still cool.
So we're going to do it to the Chariots of Fire music in slow motion. And don't panic. We're going to have a paramedic at the finish line. We're giving out water mid-yard.
For Doc, not for the dog.
We're having prizes for like the best facial expression, the best running form.
And is this for the dog? Because
Yeah.
I can already tell you she's gonna have a wild face on her while she's running.
I'm telling you now, Tattoo cannot run. He's not to that point in his recovery, but we can, and hopefully I'll
That's
raise
cool though.
a little bit more money toward that bill.
Yeah.
But we're not complaining much. So
I'm excited about that. Yeah.
and you get to see the other. We've got a Chihuahua nursing 6 puppies. What a shame she wasn't spayed. She came from Newton Animal Control,
Mhm.
and she was turned in, and they swore that it was her first litter. Yeah, your boobies hang that low with your first litter, not.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Sounds like a trucker lady.
Yeah. Well, she kind of looks like one too.
Mhm.
She'll get better. Then we've got other puppies. I have a purebred miniature dachshund from Rockdale Animal Control. Yes, if you are breed specific, there are rescues out there that can help you.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I used to work with pound puppies for years.
Yeah.
And man, I loved it. And that's where actually my dog is a rescue. Actually, all my dogs I've had are
Mhm.
rescues.
Yay.
Because I've got a Pressa female, and the
Yeah.
male that I had, I got through them through Coweta County,
Yeah.
because Coweta County's got this law you can't own one. So
Seriously.
they took this dog from the owner and said you can't own a Pressa in our county, and then put him in there and was going to put him to sleep. Well, kind of like DeKalb County doesn't want to adopt out pits. They wouldn't let anybody just get the Pressa, so it had to go through a rescue.
I support that. Can I tell you why I support
Oh,
that policy?
I'm all for it.
You are okay, good, because a lot of people don't understand. It's not that we're afraid of the dog. We're afraid of some of the owners
Oh, yeah.
that want the dog, because they will take the dogs and use them as bait or fighting.
That's right.
And then when
Mhm.
you ask for proof of spay, neuter, or whatever, oh, it ran away,
Yeah.
or it got hit by a car.
Oh yeah.
I am. Oh golly gee, I'm going up today and pulling a pit from Rockdale for an owner.
Yeah.
But did I talk to her? Did I check vet references?
Make sure
Right.
everything. Yeah.
Better believe it.
I actually
Sure did.
helped make a law in 2005 that
Yeah.
Newton County was pushing, because there was a Delta airline stewardess that we knew, and her neighbor, who unfortunately was a police officer, had a pit,
Yeah.
and she had been feeding it every day until the
Yeah.
day it attacked her. And for 11 hours, this dog attacked her.
Wow.
He got her down in the backyard, and she was on her property line and his property line, and
Yeah.
he mauled her, ripped her. I'm not going to go in full detail, but she basically passed out, and he left her alone when she quit moving. Then when she woke up and tried to crawl, he
He
come
did,
and got her to, and this took 11 hours for her to get to her back porch. And nobody witnessed anything. So I actually sat down with her and her lawyer
Yeah.
and said that I started throwing out laws about pit bulls, because I used to raise pits. That's how I got into the rescue to begin with. And I said that sometimes we need to look at the facts.
Yeah.
Like owning a pit bull, sometimes, depending on the person, it should be like a gun permit.
Mhm.
If you are a convicted felon, you don't need 2 pit bulls. Why would you need 2 pit bulls?
Still dealing drugs and stuff like that. I mean, if you were, and
That's the thing,
well, and unfortunately, people say it is not the dog, it is the owner. We have had so many poor pit bull breeders that they're now inbred.
Inbred, man.
And you're seeing some of the negative qualities come
Yeah.
out. Now, before
The aggression's horrible now because of the inbreeding.
the
and,
inbreeding, and I temperament test everything before I bring it in the house, to include other dogs, not just the pits. I have a 3-pound toothless Chihuahua. You go after her, you got me on your hands.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she won't bite, but I sure will.
That's right.
And it's a liability issue.
Yeah.
Why am I going to bring in an aggressive dog when I can save 10?
10 for one.
10 for one. And I hate to look at it that way.
That's right.
And then I will do the hand raising of the puppies. But honestly, pits are very difficult to adopt out due to reputation.
That's right.
Due to, I don't know, stereotypes and things.
Well, the
like
media
that.
has just so oversaturated it with making it out to be
Absolutely.
that every single pit is this way. And that's not the case.
No, and they are the #1 dog turned into animal control. And unfortunately, you can hit Walmarts and everything else on the weekend and see the back of the truck.
Right. Well, think 20 years ago, it was the Rottweiler.
Rottweiler Doberman.
Well, but I was going to say, and it was like, what was it? I can't remember if it was Doberman, then Rottweiler, because I remember the 70s, like everybody wanted the Doberman, you know? And then the 80s was more Rottweiler up until the 90s. I think it's just a trend. And now that the Presses and the Cane Corsas are getting a little more popular, they're starting to just totally, like my Pressa male that I had, all he was he actually had 2 scars on his neck where his leather collar had grown into his neck, and he had never been off a tree. He had never experienced being loved on. So like when you went to touch him, he cowered his head down.
Yeah.
We had him in the backyard, and he was watching me and my female play, and he's just like standing there. And then all of a sudden you see him just kind of break loose for a second, like he was happy. And it was the first time
the first time they played. It is
sad.
Amazing. Tattoo quickly discovered the couch. He'd never been inside.
Yes.
And he won't leave the couch now, which is fine by us. We appreciate that. And 2, getting people to spay and neuter. It's called anthropomorphizing.
I can't stand a male with the testicles hanging anymore.
Oh, that's just nasty.
If you're a furry dog and I don't have to see them, great. But
I'm unhooked.
I dated a girl, and what we did was all the Great Dane rescue, and there's nothing worse than seeing a huge, tall Great Dane and these 2 pink coconuts swinging. That is absolutely disgusting. Ugh.
No, and and 2, people seem to think that if you cut off a dog's balls, it's like cutting off your balls. No. And you can actually, if you're that dead set on having dangly balls on your dog, get some nudicles put in.
That's right. Get them put in.
Honey, you want your poodle hung like a Rottweiler, it can happen.
It can happen. Sad for the dog, but hey, if you want it.
It can, I just don't, or I don't want to take away all its fun. Dogs don't have sex for fun.
No.
Well, I don't either. But anyway,
I tell you another thing. Just because since we got a dog person, it's so funny because I tried to explain this to people. Because I mean, there's 5 years that I did nothing but dog rescue, and we laugh when I hear people go, "Well, my dog, blah 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 blah," and they try to do it and make it out to be relative to time. And I'm like, you do know a dog can't tell you the difference of 5 minutes and 5 hours, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my dog knows I hadn't been home in 12 hours. To your dog, that was 10 minutes. Other than the urge to pee, your dog does not have a relative of time. The dog doesn't get time like we get time. Like, I'm sure the dog's world's like, oh my God, am I going to be able to hold this any longer? But the dog doesn't know you've been gone for 5 hours.
No, they don't.
And I can't get that through people's head. It's so funny when you watch people try to over talk their dog like it's a kid, and I'm like, I know you love your dog, but be realistic.
Oh, I love excuses. Well, my dog wouldn't get pregnant if they had watched their male dog down the street. Well, sweetheart, you didn't get your dog spayed.
That's right. And why was your dog outside unattended?
You know, and that wanderlust, and I don't understand. Cats are a dime a dozen.
Right.
It's very difficult to adopt cats out. I've got one that I guess is just going to be a permanent fixture in the home now, because of that. And if you've ever been around a cat in heat, that's like living hell. They're going to get some booty. I mean, it's horrible. Horrible.
I can't get people to understand, because back when we were doing it, like I actually went into Newton one time as we were pulling a pit. And, they got this section that's where the baby kittens are.
Yep.
Well, when we go in there, there's this friggin' 5-foot tank with a 11-foot snake. And anybody with any sense says,
it's going to get out and eat those kittens.
That's dinner.
It's dinner.
And I'm having to explain to the animal control guy who was a Newton County cop.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden become an animal control guy. And I'm having to go, dude, you do realize that you got a snake in the area where the kittens are, the cats are just dinner to the snake. I'm like, at what point do you realize that no matter how much you try to say they're pets, they're animals, and animals' instinct is going to kick in?
Absolutely. Now, they've got a new director. She's been there for a number of years. And Rockdale and Newton are trying to make a lot of changes for the better.
Oh, yeah. CG's awesome.
CG is great.
Yeah,
now,
he's awesome.
Both animal
Got him on
controls
speed dial.
I know, are a bit antiquated. He's a new dad.
He's awesome.
Yes,
dude.
Got
he
a
is.
baby.
He
He
got
is
a
so
baby.
awesome.
So congratulations, CG. But it's interesting to be up there when people come in with their animals, and they get very angry and they blame animal control. One thing that I get really disgusted at, and I love people that post and cross post and let us know what's out there, but they'll say urgent, they're going to kill it. No, animal control does not euthanize a dog. Irresponsible ownership does. And what are you supposed to do when the shelter is full? And please don't compare us to Gwinnett County. They've got a tax base beyond belief that we do not have here. If you go out to their animal control, it looks like a darn hospital. They have everything. And, we're working very diligently. And CG did start a spay-neuter program. My friend and I started a microchip shot clinic years ago that another group is doing now. So there are changes in the offing, and there are things that need to be done. There are some housing areas that are just so overpopulated with animals, and my husband and I have gone into them. They used to run when they saw us because here come these two pasty white people, but now they realize that we mean you no harm, and so they welcome us, and we do get a lot of our animals from there. And CG's very good. He got 2 little sick puppies in the other day, and he allowed me to take them immediately because there was a medical need. And people will say, well, if they're sick, why can't they quarantine them and medicate them? Well, certain illnesses, including your upper respiratory, are airborne. You can quarantine them all you want. It's going to get out there.
It's going to get out there. Right.
And why are they euthanizing puppies? Because puppies break with parvo. And if you're that concerned, help me help them. Or I found this puppy. Why can't you hang on to it until you find it a home? I will help you if I cannot take in. And yesterday I got a phone call. I cannot take in full-grown dogs right now because tattoo is a priority.
Right.
I'm not going to screw up that surgery. And she cussed me. She said that she was going to go dump them and that I'm not a rescuer. And I didn't get ugly back. That's not going to do anything. I'm just like, thank you. Yeah, okay, goodbye. Because what can I do? So don't blame the animal control. They're doing their job. Or we called them this and that. If there are no laws or ordinances being broken, animal control cannot step in.
That's right.
Legally, you do not have to treat your dog for heartworm, but you do have to compensate once the dog is in severe pain. That's when you're breaking the law. You're not supposed to tether out, but you can do the run. Do I like it? No.
Oh, I can't stand seeing a dog chained up.
No.
We got a guy across the street, and he has a pit that apparently can climb a fence that keeps running out in the street.
Yeah.
And when we followed the pit behind one house, all we see is it dart behind this house. So as we're trying to catch up, I then see it inside the fence. So I'm like, that dog's got to be climbing the fence. But the problem is inside the fence is 2 pits. The one that got out, the one stand. There's 2 of them now.
I think I know that guy.
And then there's a dude that had, the same yard, rather. Let me word it this way. The one that climbed the fence is now on the deck, standing next to another one.
Yeah.
And then there's another one on a chain to a tree. And I'm just like, why? If you're not paying attention to your dogs, why have one?
Yeah.
And why have one chained to the tree? Because I know you are not probably spending the time with that dog that you should. It's horrible.
And my other pet peeve is, these breeders are allowed to breed. They're allowed to sell them. I am licensed by the state, by the Department of Ag. I am inspected. I have to show my records. I have to prove that everything is spayed or neutered. I do not benefit monetarily. I don't make a paycheck. I quit working. I was a school teacher, so we're not missing that paycheck. Ain't missing that one. But yet a breeder can breed all they want. They can sell them. I have to have a business license. I have my nonprofit license. I pay yearly to renew them. But yet you're allowed to do this. And that is, you've got people that aren't licensed doing rescue, 1 or 2 here or there, but there are rules that need to be followed. And what happens is people don't follow these rules, and then it makes it bad for all of us. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, a caring person sent a dog up to New Jersey to a new home. It broke with rabies. because we didn't follow the rules. Now, I have shipped to Maine. I am licensed in Maine. And when Robbie and I work in transport, we fly up and we meet these people. I'm just not going to ship to a family somewhere without the safety net. What if it doesn't work out? How am I going to get
That's
that
right.
dog back? And I need
Oh
somebody.
yeah, we used to go do
Yeah.
home inspections.
Yeah.
We would go see the house before we'd ever bring a dog to the house. We
Yeah.
had to.
So, we don't, up north, they'll take it. Well, we have visited places that when we've come home, we're like, no.
Mhm.
Right.
And I'm not shipping to Maine anymore
That's
because that's turned out not to be a positive thing. The diadem there has shifted. So there is a responsibility. And I'm not knocking people that pick up dogs. I think it's wonderful. I'm just saying,
Just do it the right way.
do it the
Right,
right
do it
way.
the right
And if
way.
you're going to do it on a regular basis, and I'm not saying, oh, it's not fair, I have to do this. There's a reason for the license. There's a follow-up. And I too have a safety net. And the guy that comes and inspects me, he's not to down me. He's there to help me, and they do help. CG is there to help me.
Right.
And I'm also on the board of animal control. And there's a misnomer. We are not there as an advisory board. We do not advise CG. We do not tell him how to run his shelter. What we do, or his animal control, excuse me. What we are there to do, say, your dog is deemed an aggressive dog and you want to rebut that. The three of us get together and we meet and we decide whether that's viable or not. The last time they met, I was not part of it. They did say, yes, this dog is still aggressive. I think it jumped in a pool somewhere and bit a kid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and two people need to understand the difference between an animal control and a rescue organization.
Right.
Animal control is there for the safety of the public. If they don't want to, they don't have to adopt out anything. They
Yeah.
can do euthanasia and reclaim only. We in rescue are there to step in and assist them.
Be the middleman.
So there is a
Yeah.
major difference between animal control and a rescue, and that's getting lost.
Right.
I follow some of these, like the Atlanta Pitbull Network, Friends of Rockdale County, and I follow some of these threads. Now, I rarely comment. But let's see, CG has been called ugly things. There's Troy that works up there. Troy is a very caring individual, little redheaded guy. I love him to death. And, because they are the ones that do the euthanizing, they're deemed the evil ones. Well, if Troy doesn't like it, no, CG decides who's going to be euthanized. And when you go through, it's a very unfortunate thing. You're going to look at your more aggressive dogs, your
Right.
dogs that have been there the longest. If it is an older, ugly female who's obviously given birth, her chances of being pulled or adopted are slim and none. That is just the reality of it. Let's see, pit bulls are the number one turned in. Chihuahuas are number two. A lot of times we see hunting dogs
Really?
that can no longer work, so they're just left out in the woods. Another thing that they're knocked on is Rockdale County does not take owner surrenders. And everybody's like, well, what are they supposed to do? They just don't turn them away. If it's an adoptable dog, I usually get the phone call.
Right.
Or they're advised. And a lot of times it's a behavioral issue that we can talk them through or offer low-cost spay-neuter, and the dog does end up staying in the home.
Mhm.
But you've got a lot of people, I'm moving. And
Well, that's what I was going to say. I can't tell you how many times standing in Walton counties
yeah.
that we would see people come in, and it's sad. These people are getting evicted. Like one guy had a poodle and a min pin,
Yeah.
and he'd raised them, and they were pretty old dogs. He says, I just got evicted. And
Breaks your heart.
the people, nobody wants you to get rid of your dog, but at the
Right.
same time, he says, my dogs are fixing to starve because I have nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
He said, I know they may get adopted out because of course we were standing there.
Yeah.
And he said, I would love to be able to come back one day. But he says, but realistically, it's not fair to the dogs.
No.
So, I mean, that was sad, but cool to see somebody step up and
Yeah.
kind of try to do the right thing. He's like, I love my dogs. So that was really cool when you think of all the other people that just move and just leave a dog.
That's what happened to
I've heard that
Tattoo.
happen
Yeah.
about apartment complexes.
Yeah. Well, and two, I choose not to judge. I got a dog that was left in a crate at a bus station, and the family had been evicted.
Mhm.
And people were talking about how they suck. I'm like, no, they didn't. They didn't dump him. They
Right.
put him in a high traffic area. I've never been where I did not know where my children were going to sleep or how I was going to feed them.
Right.
So, and I don't like it when people, I just want to spend time with my dog because people suck. Yes, there are people out there that do bad things, but for every one of those, there are 1,000 people that care, that
Yes.
do the right thing. I could not do what I do without the help of my motley crew. And they're wonderful. I'll come home sometime and there's food that's just leaning up against my garage door where somebody has donated, or a bed, or a brand new crate. And I jones for those crates, man. I beg, borrow, and steal those things.
Oh God, yeah.
You know,
I have my old Great Dane crate that's really tall and big,
yeah.
and I've had 5 people be like, "Dude, man, I know you still got that crate," and I'm like, "Yeah," because I
keep it.
also don't know if I'm gonna get another Dane or not.
Or if an emergency type situation
Mhm.
comes up. What is it, a couple of years ago with the floods?
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
we're getting cats off of roofs.
That's right.
And we needed to have a place for them. Another issue that I see crop up is people don't understand why they cannot volunteer at animal control. You can go to see the dogs, you know, you can, but like major volunteering, it is a liability issue.
Oh well, think about the girl that there's now some
Yeah.
lawsuit. You know,
Absolutely. Or why can't we foster for animal control?
and is it Paul's Atlanta that is that who she said she got bit by? It's
don't
something local. I can't remember. I probably shouldn't even say that. Put a name with it, but somebody
Yeah.
that volunteered apparently reached in and got bit and now wants
Yeah.
to sue where she was volunteering.
Absolutely. And I'm
But part of volunteering, you're told don't do certain things. Like when I was the one on, because I don't want to throw the name out, but I was on one on Covenant Highway and been in there
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of times, and I saw this white pit, man, and I'm just like, everybody's like, this dog's blah 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 blah. So I go and just barely stick my knuckles up
yeah.
to see if it sniffed me, and it tried to just get the tip of my knuckle.
Mhm.
And at that point, everybody's like, you did know not to put your hand in there. I'm like, I know, but you know,
Absolutely.
I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
And anybody that sticks their hand, hell, I was just at the Pampered Puppy yesterday with my hand inside a crate where a
Yeah,
Pekingese is. You know, that you if you're dumb enough to
Mhm.
put your hand in the fire, you
Yeah.
can't really be complaining if you get your hand burned. Now, can you?
No, and I own people, oh, I'll foster for you. I'll foster for you. I have 2 homes that I trust to foster, because if I put a dog in your home, I've had a dog eat through a door,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
if you've got a puppy, puppies piddle, you know,
a lot.
or they've got worms, you know, or they may break with upper respiratory, and oh, I'll foster for you. No. And 2, it's one of the things that worries. We've got to monitor our fosters.
Right.
You've got a lot of groups that'll just send a dog home, or a few, I'm not going to say a lot, without seeing the premises, without knowing the people.
Man, I'm telling you, if we wouldn't have done home checks,
Yeah.
like for us, I worked with pound puppies, but then me and Tanya, we lived together. We did nothing but the Great Danes.
Absolutely.
And I can't tell you how many people, they would get us talked into this. We would go look at the house, and all of a sudden we go, okay, you have all these little small coffee tables with knickknacks
Yeah.
everywhere, and you got small kids. You're going to bring in a Dane that you don't even know
Right.
into this environment when you have a small kid. It's just, you got to think these sort of things out, and people don't think. They're like, oh, it would be so cute to have a picture
Yeah.
of that dog and that baby. Come on, please be smarter than that.
Mhm.
And here's the other thing, and I don't want to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
we loved, not like I cherish you, but ha ha ha, I love to hear it. This dog, I need you to come get this dog. This Great Dane got big. I didn't expect it to get big.
Really.
It was such a cute puppy. And I went, what part of Great Dane did you not get?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they would call me to say, oh, well, you know, me and Tanya'd have to go pick up a dog because they're like, it's just too big. I can't take care of it. Well, it's kind of like everybody buying a rabbit at Easter or a chicken at Easter. Did you think past Easter? Did you think of
No.
tomorrow?
No. And I too have a Great Dane that actually the lady wanted to turn it over to Rockdale. And CG knew I had always wanted a Dane.
Right.
So, and he's ill-bred. His legs are deformed. I wouldn't trade him for the world. You know, but that is, I don't know, rescue. It's a different world. I enjoy it. I've been doing it for 30 years. One night I was teaching, and my husband, I don't know if he'd had too much to drink or what. He goes, why don't you quit work and just do this full time? Oh man, I was in that principal's office the next day going, I'm not coming back. You won't see me. And I absolutely love it, but it's not fun. It's not just playing with puppies all day.
No, it's not.
And my neighbors, when I founded Mutts and More, I went to all my neighbors and spoke with them. And there were certain things that they asked me not to do. And because of their support, I honor that. And one of the things that they ask is I not bring in full-grown bully breeds. I respect that. And then when I did bring Tattoo home, I let them know and let them come over. Could my dog kill you? Well, it would take about an hour for him to get to you, and you'd have to lay there for 3 days because his teeth are worn down to nubs. But there's no aggression. There's no viciousness there. And two, things die. I just had 2 puppies this past week. Mom gave birth at Newton, 7. 5 died there. 2 died in my home. She had produced no milk. No milk.
I remember seeing her picture.
Yeah, Sparrow. She will be at the house tomorrow night. And I invite everybody to just come out. You don't have to stay the whole time. You don't have to run the fun run if you're not in shape. And this is not, let me let everybody know, this is not a Peachtree qualifier.
Oh man, I was going to use this to qualify for the Peachtree.
No, it is not. And please keep your animals on heartworm treatment throughout the year. Please. Even Sprite, 3 pounds, she stays on Puppy Revolution because that provides her heartworm treatment. She is a Rockdale turn-in. When we got Sprite, she weighs a whopping 3 pounds now. When we got her, she was 1.5 pounds. We had just dropped 8 puppies to go into transport. I got a phone call. Now, CG messes with me. If it's a derp or it's going to be really expensive, I get the phone call. So we're headed home.
Of course, it's easier to pass it on.
And I'm like, oh, CG. And he called me, and we went in, and they had her isolated in the eutho room. And I said, I'll take her. Well, all the way home, my husband, that dog is going to die tonight. You're just setting yourself up for heartache. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 3 years later.
I remember when I was there the morning that you brought her in, because Allie used to do volunteer work at Lori's. And so, I walk up, whenever I went in Lori's house, I never knew what I was going to come in on.
You don't know.
And she has this little, just
rat.
Like a rat. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, and I've learned not to really get attached to the very sick animal.
That is the thing. Once we were bringing home dogs to rehabilitate, because we had a pack. We had 5 Danes and my Pressa.
Yeah.
And whatever we would bring home that wanted to be the aggressor and try to attack all the dogs would always go after the Danes, being the larger dog.
Right.
And my Pressa stops everything. She's not aggressive. But like if I reach for my wife to play and we're loud, she gets between us. She's always been that dog. She stops stuff. So we used to watch these dogs that as my Dane would just lean down and these dogs want to get aggressive. And as soon as they act like they're going to bite, my Pressa would run up, turn her head to the right and bow her chest out and just nail this dog up against the fence and hold it.
Yep.
And the whole time it was going ballistically nuts. Like you think this pit is fixing to destroy every dog in the yard. She would hold the dog until it submissed.
Canine passive restraint.
Pressa, she would just hold him up against the fence. And eventually when that dog quit raising Cain, there it went. And then we would run that dog for a week in that mentality and kind of fix it.
Yeah.
But you had to be out there and keep showing the dog you're the dominant one. And because what happens, these people get these dogs and leave them and don't train them, and they're still an animal. There's a secret there. They're still an animal.
And they want that training. They crave those boundaries just like a child.
That's right.
But when you do see me out with Sprite, she is fully clad in clothing. And I've had people knock me for that. When we got her, she couldn't maintain body temperature, so we started putting sweaters on her.
I remember that, yes.
So this is like her thunder wardrobe, I guess. And she does have her strollers. And what's funny is my dad does preaching at the assisted living that he lives. So on Sunday, I go up and I do the music and we take Sprite in her full regalia. Well, it didn't hit me. I always hit lows afterwards. That's just my Sunday thing. Well, here I am in my Sunday garb and my dog in her Sunday garb. Finally, one day, somebody had the courage to say, "Ma'am, do you take your dog to church?" And I'm like, I sure do. Dog is just God spelled backwards. And I just left her with that thought. But yes, Sprite does wear clothes constantly. And my poor husband, mind you, he's a lot more.
He probably puts up with a lot, don't he?
Well, he's more badass than he looks.
Yes, he is.
He flew Black Hawks in the Gulf War and then went back.
Did he really?
Yes, and then went back to Iraq with an aviation.
Sorry,
command.
that's an inside joke.
With aviation command, and this poor man, this poor retired Army officer, will stand behind me at night when I'm taking her dress off to get the pajamas on because she will have an emotional meltdown, going, "Daddy got your jammies. Daddy got your."
Oh
jammies.
my God.
Lori's, I always tease Lori. I'm like, if I ever decided to become straight, I need to marry Robbie's brother.
Yeah, okay.
He's an only child.
I know.
That's a whole different horse.
It is.
Well, look, let's shoot a commercial real quick. I know we talked over a little bit, but hey, we will be right back with more interesting stuff. Everybody think about your animals, because God knows we treat our animals better than we do our kids sometimes. Well, not me.
Better.
They're
nicer.
I smack my kid around just as much as I do my dog. So don't think I'm anything special. We'll be right back, everybody.
Bye. All right. We done?
Are you leaving us?
I guess, yeah.
No, you don't have to. You can hang out more. I just need to go to a commercial.
What's wrong, Lori?
Watch. Okay, I sent you this picture. Read from 8:18 down to the bottom.
Okay.
Now I never tattoo. They do my tattoos.
Yeah, man, they're the bomb.
So you know.
They're refusing the answer.
Right.
So then
All right.
I said, I want to know who the boss is.
I will skedaddle. Y'all let me know if you want to do this again.
All right, babe.
Thank you.
I know you got to get back to tattoo.
Yeah, I've got Robbie there, so I can't leave him without a sitter.
Well, give me a second. We'll shoot back on, and you can just tell people how to find you. And
yep. Orderdale.
All right, y'all, we're just jumping back in real quick, and we're going to say goodbye to our guest and then shoot off to another commercial and song, because we were just kind of doing this real fast. But tell everybody how to find you.
All right. We are not, Rockdale County is not licensed for a freestanding shelter other than animal control. This is done out of our home. Please don't bring me dogs to my home, because just don't do that. But tomorrow night from 6 to 8, we are doing our pit stop party, and it's on Surrey Trail. You'll see all the cars. It is right off of Salem Road. It's the street across from the shut down Brewster's. So stop by and say hello. We would love to meet you and enjoy our company, and we look forward to seeing everybody there, and hopefully we'll meet some new people and make some new friends.
All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming in today.
Anytime.
All right.
Thank you, Lori.
Everybody
Bye-bye.
give us just a few seconds and we'll be right back.
Thank you, my Lori.
Oh, anytime. Anytime. Come on, big girl. Oh, sorry. Oh, naughty. My shoes. Yes. It'd be fun. Allie coming? Allie probably won't come. I said, hey. Anytime. Just let me know. Rub my mouth. Like you can rub my mouth. I can do that. All right, y'all behave. All right, but I'm gonna go sit in the rocker on the front porch and wait for Robbie.
I just love the fact that the person does not want to even acknowledge.
Knowledge.
We're going to go find somebody when the show's over. We're going for bosses. Well, that was fast for her, by the way. I didn't say bye. Hey, ask your mother. Are you at work yet? Well, find out from your mother. Because I know she knows.
I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Oh.
Facebook. On Facebook. Yeah. Because I sent the Conyers people that information. Well, let me get back to this show. Just if you talk to her and give me a name, let me know. All right, thanks. Bye-bye. And we're back.
We're back. Okay, so
Doc, you got to get schooled, man.
I know. I just
You got to get schooled. And now you see why I just said what I just said about the whole everybody, this, that, and the other.
hold on just a moment. I'll be right back.
Could you explain to me what's happening here? Doc just keeps pointing fingers at the ceiling and she's not telling me nothing. Oh my gosh. This is why this morning Doc walked in and got blasted. She got like an earful of crap from me because I'm going to let everybody in on some little stuff that y'all don't know about business wise because we try not to do business. I'm like, Doc, you've been gone for 2 days. Denise has been gone for 3 days. Usually, even when Doc's not here,
I'm still here.
She's still chatting. Doc has disappeared and been MIA for 2 complete days.
But hold on, Scott.
Wait, I'll mute you. Denise usually, even when Doc's not here, she's still communicating, getting ready for Thursday or getting ready for this or getting ready for that. Doc, you might as well have been on vacation because you left me. You left me for 2 days with nothing. And as I said, my problem has began that I started just relinquishing power and putting trust in somebody. And then what proved to me as of last night when the Electric High show had to be filled with other hosts, that showed me where depending on people has caused a problem. And then not talking to Doc and Denise being out of the loop. I said, this right here is proven that as I grow and I start counting on more people, it shows where counting on people can actually cost me more than help me.
But
yes, it helps, but it can hurt me. It can hurt me more than the help.
Well, the reason why I've been a little MIA this week, I've been working with a family on a missing.
No, I got you.
I know.
I wasn't trying to turn it into what you were doing
as
much as that's where my situation lies.
But that's
just then. We just had somebody just walk in the studio.
That was Lori's husband.
I don't care who it was. I said, who is it? And all you do is take your headphones and walk off. I don't know what's going on. You could have at least said into the microphone, hey, that's Lori's husband. Let me go say, hey.
Oh,
instead, you throw your finger up telling me to hold on a minute. And you're leaving me sitting here going, do I reach for the gun? Some guy just comes walking in. Do I reach for the gun?
Really, Scotty?
Communication.
Really, Scotty?
Communication.
Really?
I bet your wife's probably saying the same thing. Yes, Scotty, she doesn't communicate very well.
I am a wonderful communicator. I have a degree in it. Okay.
Just because you can dial a phone.
Just because I can dial a phone. Just saying.
Anyways.
No, but Monday was your anniversary, so I was given strict instructions.
Oh my God. Who gave you the strict instructions? Was it me?
No.
Okay. Then unless one of us tell you don't bother us, then you bother us all you want.
But I was told that I could not come over. I could not.
Because God knows if it ain't you, there's 10 others.
And I was like, and so then when I saw a video post, I was like, well, Abby's over there. How come I couldn't go over there? I was like, that is so not fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
You missed out too.
I did.
There was partaking of wine and vanilla vodka with cream soda, which is like dessert.
Y'all
you don't even realize that I recommend everybody, if you like cream soda, even if you don't, it's worth it. You get a big mug, which is the same size as a big beer mug. You take one IBC very cold cream soda. You put in about 6 ice cubes, pour the cream soda in there, and put 1 to 2 ounces of Pinnacle vanilla vodka. And you might as well be eating like some pie, some birthday cake or something. I mean, you don't even realize. I mean, it just tastes like a dessert.
That stuff, that was that Pinnacle vanilla vodka. No, it was the whipped cream vodka that got all of us kicked out of the house after ladies talk that night. And then you kicked us out of not just the yard, but you made us get in our cars and go home.
Oh my God. I just read Little Richard's misspell. He meant to say Doc.
I'm afraid to even ask.
Apparently you were giggling or something, and it says, is DIC getting tickled by grandma? You pervert. You're sick.
Oh my gosh. Please don't mention grandma, because grandma has been very quiet this week so far.
Somebody's phone just went nuts too.
Mine.
You said grandma and it goes,
yeah. Mine.
So what's new? Where's this girl missing from, by the way? Everybody keeps asking.
She's actually missing from the southwest side of Atlanta. And the challenge is, at this point, she's been without her medication for 7 days. She has schizoaffective disorder, and she is mildly mentally challenged.
Right.
So when she's without her medicine, she thinks that she's somebody else.
Right.
So everybody's out here looking for her under her name that, we call her.
Right.
Her government name. And there's a possibility that she may be and her name is Angelica Fallen. And we've called it
Odd
Shirley.
name.
Yes, odd name. But when she's in a manic state, she becomes someone else.
Very odd to have that name in this situation. Has anybody considered that?
Yeah. So
Wow.
it was, this, and it's so hard for her cousin. And the way that I connected with the family, you remember Michelle Daniel, who came on the Ladies Talk and did the Between Women show with us. It's actually one of Michelle's production artists, her PA, I think it's called a production assistant, who did all of season 2 Between Women, and it's her cousin. So when everything happened, because we were out of town when it initially happened. So when I came back on Monday, Michelle reached out to me and it's like, Anise, what can you help us? So I've been swamped with that. And, because that's just what I do. That's just how we roll.
And your big wheels down hills.
And my big wheels down hills. So it's just been really hard because we do know that she's still on MARTA somewhere. She's using MARTA because there's no media that has really picked this up so that we can get her face out there other than us sharing it on social media. And so that's why I've been asking everybody to please share because, she's out there somewhere. And she was last seen in Austell, Georgia. And that's scary. It's scary to have a child or an adult with a mental illness and a broken system that can't help them.
Yes. Well, the system is just so flawed in design.
Yeah.
And the problem is it's like back in the days when we would wire in a stereo. You put in a stereo, say you take the factory out, you just cut wires.
Mm-hmm.
You slap another one in with just electrical tape. You don't actually wire it correctly. And then when a speaker starts making static, sometimes people just pull stuff out, fix one thing, slide it back in. And sometimes you just got to pull it out and completely start over from scratch to do it right. And I'm just scared that over the years, we have one little problem and we think we're going to fix the little problem and put a Band-Aid on it instead of actually correcting the problem. And that, I think, is what's really screwed up America at this point.
Yes, definitely. And a lot of our mental health system began breaking in the 80s. And we just continued to break it over the last 20-something
That's right.
years. So please keep an eye out for her. Please continue to share the post.
That's right.
Let's see, what else do we have going on? It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm trying to think, but we've got something else going. Now tell me about this witch's run.
Okay, what it is there's a family.
Mm-hmm.
And her brother needed a kidney.
Okay.
They, forever tried to get this kidney. Finally, he got one. Then they decided they wanted to pay it forward. And they invented this thing. And they do this 5K run in the month of the Halloween month.
Mm-hmm.
They just named it the Witch's Run because it's Halloween. And they're trying to they're trying to instill stuff in women so that it's not always a man thing. Because you don't ever really hear about the women with kidney stuff. You usually hear men. So they're trying to just, all the sisters with the one brother, all the sisters got together and say, let's do a witch's run. Mm-hmm. So they invite everybody, not just women, to come out and do this thing called the witch's run. You dress up in whatever you want to dress up in as a Halloween costume and run the 5K. And it's just a big celebration. But it's all to raise money for the Kidney Foundation.
Okay.
So the American Kidney Foundation is the one profiting from this, and anyone that's getting a kidney is the one profiting from it as well.
Okay, cool. And that's Saturday?
Yes.
Saturday evening.
Well, it's like 3 to whenever, I think.
Okay. This Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Is it too late to register to participate?
To register in what? The run?
The run itself.
No, it's never too late.
Okay. So because I know some races.
No.
Okay.
I believe this one would be just show up and run. I mean, show up and do whatever to join. But, because think of how many people see something on Facebook and go, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. And then at the last minute, they're like, oh my God, I forgot this is happening. Yeah. Let's go. So I'm sure this event is very open like that. So.
Okay. Very cool. So will we have the fun bus there, or will we?
Yeah,
just-
yeah. Well, it just depends on what the first half of the day would be like.
Okay. I
You know what I
gotcha.
mean? Because we don't know for sure where we're going to be, because we're still trying to decide where we're going to be.
I gotcha. Okay.
This freaking keyboard. I'm telling you, wireless keyboards
Don't do it.
that I thought was such the great idea has turned out to be such the pain in the buttocks.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Just saying.
it's great when you think you're going to move around the room with it, but when you're actually trying to use it and you're trying to be in a hurry, yeah, not so much.
See, I'm just saying.
I'm trying to send a message to the ladies to call in to the show.
Yeah, that would be great if we could get them to call in and kind of ask them some questions. Now, do you know anything about the course? Is it going to be through the square in Covington?
Well, it starts on the edge of the building that's the lofts, and
Okay.
I believe it's probably the same course that it always, not necessarily that one, but all of them are,
Mm-hmm.
so that it's I'm sure they have it roped off or mapped out, however you want to word it.
Okay. So that's
You know what I mean?
the doing the course through Covington is probably kind of more like an intermediate course, or at least I thought so when I did when I do the police fuzz run every year, which I missed this year. I missed that. I love the fuzz run. Have you ever done a 5K, Scott?
No. Oh, well, sorta.
I'm not talking about when you were running from the police
Well, I never ran from the cops.
or when you were running from somebody
That's
about
different.
to beat you up.
Let me tell you, the fastest you're ever going to run in your life is when a dude's got a 357 shooting at you. I mean, you will pick up some speed
Oh my gosh.
and agility. You think playing football, you like move left and move right. You have a homie with a 357 and your ace will look like Peter Cottontail. You are going to run.
You're gonna look like Peter Cottontail.
Yeah, I'm just saying, dude, I ran. Look, there wasn't no run, Forrest, run. It was Scotty running through the forest.
Zig, zag. Why
Man,
did you zig when I said zag?
I learned how to hurdle fences. Some of them were purely by accident. You take off running in the dark and you run into a fence and it hits you right at your belt loop, you just fall forward.
Oh.
But when the options are the Doberman in the yard you're in or the hopes of no dog in the next yard, you'll run until you
Yeah.
fall into that yard and a Rottweiler's in that yard,
my
and then you
God.
run for the next yard.
Oh my
But when the dude's in that 77 Monte Carlo with a 357, the options are dog or gun. I'm taking the dog. I'm going to run as far as I can run. I got Raven's renovation. I got to get the phone unlocked though because of what he said, and out of all the times for the phone not to unlock, climbing out of a bedroom window, pants in hand, dad on your ace.
Oh my
He said you can run a
gosh.
marathon.
Really, Chris?
I'm just saying. I am not the only man that has experienced that in a lifetime.
I have never experienced that.
You have never put yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like I remember my first wife, I remember checking the clock, 9:03. I was under her bed where I had climbed through the window. She lived in a first floor apartment complex. So I climbed through the window. I was under her bed, naked as a jaybird. And her stepmom walks in. This is the morning time. Her stepmom walks in. I was 18 and she was 18 at the time. Her stepmom walks in. I'm laying under the bed and she's like, Sam, where's those red shoes? And she's like, under the bed. And I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. So right as Evie leaned down and started to reach under the bed, Sam yelled and Evie looked up, but her hand went under the bed and grabbed the shoes. And I'm thinking, I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man. Because if I make it out of the house, I'm still going to be the naked guy running through the apartment complex. So if I don't get killed by dad, somebody's still going to mess me up running naked through an apartment complex in Stone Mountain. Naked guy at Stone Mountain, Lithonia Road, and Rockbridge, not a pretty
Not
sight.
yeah, no,
Not a pretty sight.
not a pretty.
I mean, this was like 1988, 89. Yeah.
Wow. See, I was just right behind you because we moved.
You was
on-
right behind me.
Well, no, I was in terms of living in that area.
Don't let me stop too fast. You'll run into me.
That's because I drive really slow. Oh my gosh! Speaking
No,
of
I was thinking about if I was running and you was running, but
Oh,
okay.
speaking
Naked
of
white guy
driving,
running. If I stopped, you'd run
I'd
into.
run into-
Okay.
run
Just
into-
keep going.
Speaking of driving slow, yesterday on I-20, oh my goodness. So the funny thing is, how we always talk about the buses speeding on Underwood, right?
Yeah.
So yesterday, after we finally make it through that 2-hour mess, that was 3 wrecks and an overturned tractor trailer. Is the sidekick okay, by the way? That wasn't him, was it?
I haven't heard. So if it is,
Wow. Okay. That
I'm
wasn't really nice.
I'm kidding. Really?
my
Is the PC
goodness.
police back?
Yeah, the PC police is back. So there were 3 Rockdale County school buses on the interstate. The speed limit at that part of the interstate going up like around the Zoo Atlanta area is 55. Why are they going exactly 55 miles an hour?
I don't know.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all can go 55 on the interstate, but you can't go 35 on Underwood. Really? So it was kind of funny to see it, and I wanted to just like take a picture, but I was in such dire need of a bathroom by the time we got through all of that.
See, that's the thing about a bus. Because there's a Tupperware bowl. Just saying. Just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah, because the other day I needed to find some duct tape. Somebody was reaching in and I was like, hey, if you go for the duct tape, just don't touch the Tupperware. And they're like, what? I'm like, just remember the words, don't touch the Tupperware. That was enough. When you say it twice, people go, don't touch the Tupperware.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you say at that point. They know.
They know don't touch the
Tupperware.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. So, what are we doing for lunch today? That's the important question.
I'm not real sure. It probably depends on what we're fixing to do when the show's over, because we got a couple of phone numbers that we needs to call.
I'm hungry. Do you care that I'm hungry?
Not really.
What if I
I mean,
die-
I'm being honest. Would you rather me be honest or lie to you?
well,
That's a question that needs to be answered. What is more important to people? Is honesty more important, or just kissing your butt and telling you what you want to hear?
I'd like for you to be honest, but I want you to care that I'm really hungry and that.
But I don't.
But you should.
But so would you rather me lie to you? Let all the listeners chime in on this. What is more important, telling the person what they want to hear or being honest?
But I'm hungry.
I don't care.
Why does this feel like a circular conversation with my children?
I'm asking a question. I need callers. I need text messages. Do you just tell your significant other, Richard, yes, because you know they just want to hear it? Or do you be honest with them? What is more important in this world? Being honest or just blowing smoke up the skirt?
I think that you should be honest.
Okay. So you would rather me be honest?
Yes.
Okay. So then ask me anything you want to ask, and I'll give you an answer. But now remember, you said you want honest.
Well, you've already been honest with me that you don't care if I eat or not.
I didn't say I don't care if you eat or not. I did not say that.
Mm-hmm.
You got lost in translation. What was the question?
I said I'm hungry.
That wasn't a question, but go for it. You said, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
And I said,
where are we going to eat?
And I said,
and you said, I don't care that you're hungry.
Okay, so where did you read into that with your ladies, thesaurus?
My ladies talk.
Y'all like to turn things. I did not say that I don't care that you eat. I just said I don't care that you're hungry.
Well, if you don't care that I'm hungry, then that
No.
means...
There's a big difference. I'm directly giving you.
Oh, I love that your phone is like blowing up.
I've got Little Richard saying honest. And Ravens is easier. I've been married for 9 years, working so far.
See? I'm just saying.
So where in the fact that I say I don't care, do you say, well, so you don't care if I eat? Come on.
That's what it translates to.
I just meant right now we're doing a show and I don't care that you're hungry. There's a donut upstairs. Go get one.
That's not a part of my diet.
Yeah, again, I don't care. Okay, do you know what an MP and a YP is?
An MP and a YP.
Yeah, do you know what that
a
is?
Metro Police and a no.
Mm-mm. You're hungry.
Yeah.
Your problem, not my problem.
You know what? I'm going to use that on you next time.
YP, not an MP.
Next time you ask me something, I'm going to say YP, not MP.
I knew that would get your goat because you didn't know what it meant.
That's okay.
All right, come on now. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? My phone's over here, and I got the strobe turned on the flash part of it.
You know,
Good
and I
Lord,
hate it when you
know.
do that because you make me feel like
Yeah, but when it's on silent, that's easier to
silent but deadly. Okay, so look.
So let's explore this. So how many times have you bowed down and just told somebody what they wanted to hear instead of just being honest?
I used to do it a lot.
This is a great topic, by the way.
I used to do it a lot because it was just easier to go along to get along than to have to communicate and explain.
Right.
And you know, and I honestly, I think a lot of women do that in relationships. Women do that in
Men
jobs.
don't think it's just y'all.
Really?
Oh my God. Ravens just said it's easier to go along. He
Yeah.
just said it. I've been married 9 years, working so far.
But see, but in relationships,
Unless he actually meant being honest, because he didn't actually say. We have to assume he implied you just go along.
I think that
He's typing, by the way.
men, I know that men do it too, but I think women do it a lot more because, you know, women are always told that we need to be we need to be kind of the go-between. We don't want to bring stress to the home because, you know, the man has been out working all day and he's already had a stressful job. So make his home a place of refuge and make it happy and make it pleasant.
Right.
But, you know, on the same token, though, women take this into the workplace too. And they find themselves doing jobs that they really didn't sign up for, you know, on teams that they really don't want to be in, doing things that they really don't want to do because they don't want to create any commotion or rock the boat. So, I think that while it's easy, and I did this for years, it's easier to go along to get along. I think that at some point we have to, and I'm speaking more to the women now, but I think as women, we just have to find a way to stand up and be honest at some point.
And then Richard, I've been married 18 years. Honesty brings for a long-term happy marriage. Here's what I know. I spent many years trying to conform.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now fighting because I'm trying to conform on the radio part of the world, and it sucks because trying to make everybody happy sucks. And if you're not a happy person, then it all together sucks. So my problem is this. As I've said before, I'd rather be piss poor lonely than piss poor with you. You know, I'd rather be piss poor miserable alone than piss poor miserable with somebody. And the problem is I was in a relationship one time where, you know, my personality was put in a drawer somewhere. I had to grow my hair out. I had to shave my goatee. I had to take my earrings out. I had to wear a shirt with a collar. And I'm like, hello, I'm the ace-hole that you chased down to date that rode a motorcycle. And now you're trying to make me be somebody that I'm not, you know.
You're trying to, yeah.
You're trying to make me into what you wanted, and I thought what you wanted was the guy you chased down. And then I became a miserable, horrible person. I wouldn't bring my daughter around because I didn't want my daughter, A, to see me miserable, or B, see me and this chick fighting. And I had to keep my mouth shut all the time, whatever opinion she had. And you know what? I actually thought about this the other day. I think I really hate this girl for what she did to me. Like, I normally don't hate people, but I look now at what was done to me and I go, you know, I just came out of back surgery. I was really depressed where my life was. And then you just used the crap out of me. And when I look back, I'm like, you cost me time of my life. You cost me time with my kid. You know, in theory, dating this person is what caused me to get attacked. If I wouldn't have been hanging out with this person, I never would have been attacked. My face would have never been broken. I never would have flatlined in a friggin', ambulance. My whole life would be different if I wouldn't have wasted minutes of my life, hours of my life, days of my life, months of my life with this succubus of a human being.
Yeah, but
why? Why be something that's not you? Why sit there? Because let me tell you something my mother has said millions of times. A relationship's hard work.
No, that's...
If you have to fight to make the relationship work,
you're not in the right
then
relationship.
that means it's not working.
Right.
If you have to pretend to be somebody else, then the relationship is fake, phony, not real. If you have to lie to this person, then that's not a real relationship. You are in the wrong planet, man.
You're not in a relationship. You're in a situation.
Yes, get yourself out of the situation because that is horrible. Horrible. I should be able... Now, I respectfully don't walk in front of my wife and fart. That's just respectful. But let me tell you, if I got to fart, I'm farting.
You have no problem doing it when I have to smell it.
Because, come on.
What?
I'm not like trying to exploit it and make a joke out of it when it's happening. If I have to, I have to. But I am not going to change who I am to make you happy. Me and Crystal, millions of times when we first got together, it's hard. It was hard dating me with the life I have. And there was a few times she didn't think she could handle it. And, we had break up relations in a hotel one night because of that. She's like, I can't be with you no more. Meet me at this hotel room. So, because she said she couldn't deal with it, But I said, you knew who I was when you met me. You knew. And she took good, bad, and ugly, man. She took what, she wanted to be with me. And yes, awesome things have changed. And I don't act and do some of the stuff I used to do as part of my show that I used to do at bars. But I don't work in bars anymore either. But, she didn't make me change. She loved me enough to conform a little bit. Now, did that ask her to change who she was? No. But it asked her to decide what she would tolerate and what she wouldn't tolerate. There's a big difference. I want everybody to understand that. There's a big difference of tolerate and changing who you are. Because my wife has blossomed and become such more than she ever was. Because people said when we first got together, those two would never work. Crystal's way too quiet. She's way too shy. Do you know why? Do you know why, everybody? Why she was quiet? Why she was shy? Because she was beat down by some piece of crap guy who emotionally sucked the life out of her.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the wrong relationship. Is everybody getting the message? She was in the wrong relationship and it sucked the life out of her. And then with me, she started realizing it's not that Scotty doesn't care that I'm going off with my friends for a girls' night out. It's not that Scotty doesn't care. Scotty wants me to go enjoy my life.
Right.
There's a difference, everybody. Little Richard gets to go ride his motorcycle because his wife wants him to be able to put his daughter on the bike and go for a quick ride so that him and his daughter get some bonding experience. So him and his daughter have some time alone. She's at that teenage year. So, there's things like that. People have to realize. And, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just know in my world, I didn't like who I had become trying to be somebody else because I thought I had to be. You don't have to be to have a relationship. You don't have to be somebody else. You just have to find the right person that's going to love you.
And see, that you said a mouthful there, Scotty, seriously, because I remember even when I met you first, and then I met Crystal. And, Crystal was just very, very quiet. But, and even in the last 6-7 months, she has just really...
Look at just the ladies talk alone, how good she's turned out doing that.
I won't do it without Crystal.
Well, she didn't have the confidence to do this say 2 years ago, I could barely get her to speak on a mic, but I would be somewhere like setting up the equipment. And before I could get the computer on, I'd just plug the phone in, turn on Just for Fun. And then I would text her and say, I need you to do a shout out. And it was like real timid. Hey, this is DJ Smiles. Okay. So then a year goes by. I had just met Joe Leeper. We're at the American Legion. He's got us pumping. Well, as I'm setting up, he's actually got an iPad plugged in. He's playing us on their house stuff. My wife says, hey, and she's like, hey, this is DJ Smiles. And, we're over here at Just Fun Radio. We're playing all your greatest tunes, blah, 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 blah. I want to give a great shout out to DJ Scotty as he's setting up at the American. Everybody in the fact that I'm not a female. But it just didn't dawn on them because she was so full of energy because she got more comfortable. And now look,
I know.
She did the eulogy at her dad's funeral the other day. And she's like, I can't believe I got up and did that. And I said, you've come a long way. Yes. You've learned. So yeah, she's come a long way. Now look, Carrying with Gravity going along, leads and builds up to, okay, I'm gonna scan down. It's okay. It's better to be honest, but you need to be sensitive to the other one's feelings. Yes, I agree with that. There's a difference between bluntness and honesty. Conversations that go two ways. Yes. And I agree with that.
Oh, I totally
Now,
agree
that's
with
why I
that.
was picking on Doc to get this conversation started, because you got to remember, this is a comedy show, man. We got to make you laugh. But that's what it gets into, is leading in. That's why I did that, because what you got to remember is we poke and prod to lead these conversations off. I just need people to start thinking about this. If your wife looks bad in a dress, okay, fellas, she says to you, does this dress look bad? And then you go, no, because you think you don't want to be insensitive. The problem is this: you let your wife leave in something that you should know your wife.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be able to say to your wife, I don't think you're going to be satisfied wearing that. Because I have had a conversation with my wife, and my wife goes, Scotty, I can't believe you said that. I said, honey, this is what we're going to be doing at this activity. And I got a feeling you're going to get there. And then halfway through the night, you're going to say, I wish I wouldn't have wore this, because I'm the overthinker. My wife's not. And then she looks at me after she changes. She gets a little frustrated with me. We get halfway down the road and she goes, man, I'm so glad you told me to change. She said, because now that I think about it, you're right. I would have been cold, or I would have been this, or I would have. Fellas, you got to think about these things. You quit seeing right this second and see tomorrow, man. You got to look past it. If you're going to an event, like my wife wants to wear certain shoes, and I go, honey,
yes,
you do know we're going to be on our feet for like an hour or two, right? And if we're going to be on there for an hour or two, I need you to understand that you're going to be walking around and you're going to be the one to go, I wish you'd have told me to change my shoes. Or I say, bring extra shoes.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to be on my feet for 11 hours, I have in the van or in the bus an extra pair of shoes and an extra pair of socks to be on the safe side.
Well, it's so funny that you bring that up, though, Scotty, because sometimes it's not in what you say, but it's how you say it.
Yes.
And, I remember up until
it's all in the tone.
It's all in the tone, and it's all in the word choice. I remember up until 2007, I was a 38J, and I was so uncomfortable with my chest.
You sat in 38 row on a jet? What is it that you're talking about?
38J in bra size.
Oh, well, see, that would be helpful information.
38J.
Good Lord.
And
how y'all doing?
I was so self-conscious. I mean, you would see my breasts turn the corner before my body did.
And that's not counting what it does to your back.
Oh, my back was in constant pain. I couldn't sit up straight. And I was so self-conscious all the time because, people, especially men, they would come up and start talking to me, and they never talked to me. They talked to my chest. And it wasn't that, and yes, they were often taller than I was, but make eye contact with me. Don't talk to the tatas.
Well, it's like a girl at Hooters one time, and this is absolutely a joke, but it's kind of stupid. She had huge jugs, and she had the white tank top, the push-up bra, and then she would lean over to take your order, or lean over to, she purposely was putting her boobs in your face and had a tag on that says my eyes are up here. Well, you are putting those things in my face, and then you're going to get mad because I'm staring at them. I'm just throwing that out there. You of course weren't doing that, but I'm just using that as a for instance. You can't be mad at people for staring at your boobs if you insinuately dress a certain way.
Well, and it was so,
don't have your thongs hanging out of your pants and be mad that somebody saw your thongs.
I would never wear clothes that would fit me, and
you never did, as in choice, or never could.
I never did because
so there's a difference.
I didn't want anybody. I was so mortified.
Okay, so you're saying, and because where you just went from the conversation I was having, you're saying not that you could never wear clothes that would fit you to insinuate your boobs were too big for the clothes. Are you now insinuating that you wore extra large garments to cover said? Thank you. I just need clarification.
I would buy clothes in 3XX, and I'm not nowhere near a 3XX.
Right. That son begun look like a nightgown.
Yeah, it did. And I didn't, because I didn't want anybody to look at my body because I was so embarrassed. And then it certainly didn't help that I was with someone that, even though we were not good together we were married, and he would always compare me to the women that he dated in the past. And he's like, why do you always have to look so unattractive? Why can't you look more like so-and-so? Or why can't you be like so-and-so's wife? And it's like, okay, I'm already somewhere that I don't want to be. And now you're beating me down even more. And then it got to the point where he would say things to me like, nobody's ever going to want to be with you.
Okay, now that's different than the whole being honesty part. Because that's definitely gone a whole different direction than what I was talking about.
But in I would say, why do you say? He's like, I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah, but and I'm like, no. That's a difference of one of us that love our wives that's trying to be honest versus somebody that's trying to be a deek.
That uses the whole I'm being honest with you.
He was just a bully, and he's using that as his way to bully you. No, you can't see. That's the problem about when people try to be honest and then when people try to bully. There's the difference. There was just such a difference.
And
hold on. Were you similar shape and size when you two met?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Think about the words you're saying.
Yeah.
What did you just say right before I asked this question? He said
that why couldn't I be more like other people?
Okay. But what was he saying that was hurtful to you?
It was for me. Okay.
Hold on, because you're missing my point then. You said the words he was saying that nobody's going to love you, nobody this, nobody that, right?
Right.
But are you saying that you looked then at that moment the same way you did when you two met?
I was probably 20 pounds heavier.
Wait, you were probably 20 pounds heavier at that moment or when you met?
Yeah.
Okay, so the only thing that changed between you at that moment and the meeting moment was 20 pounds.
20 pounds and some hair. Yeah.
Okay, so basically you were still the same person.
Yes.
20 pounds is not that big of a difference. My point is, he liked you good enough to try to hook up with you. He liked you good enough to try to marry you. He loved you good enough to marry you or liked you enough. And now that he has control over you and he's trying to manipulate you and crush you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, he's now going to demean you by talking about how you look. But apparently he liked the way you look when he saw you and wanted to hit that stuff.
Yeah.
Point. See my point?
Yeah, I see your point.
That's just a bully. That's just a bully. That's just an ace-hole bully. You can't take the honesty in the conversation which we're trying to have about honesty. That's not honesty. That's a bully. There's a big difference.
But a lot of people use that bulliness under the guise of honesty.
No, that's a bully though.
Yeah, but Scotty,
Are you married to a bully?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So then in this conversation we're discussing, isn't it better to just be honest? But
now that I've had the difference,
But I'm not trying to argue with you, but what I'm saying is you're now trying to put in where I'm saying, let's be honest with people. I'm talking me as a person. I'm in a good relationship with everybody. Well, except for the crazy dude with the sign. So I can be honest with people. But I
Right.
don't surround myself with people that I can't be honest with, because what's the point? When somebody looks at me and says, "Can I be honest with you?" No, I want you to lie to me.
I hate
If
when
you
people-
ask me if you can be honest with me, then that insinuates you've been lying to me for
all-
how long?
Yes.
So, but what this is happening, what I see here, like I'm being a psychiatrist over here all of a sudden, I'm talking about trying to be honest, and you have been hurt so bad by this man that you're automatically going back to that, which means you're not over it.
No, and but that's the.
You catch what I'm saying?
I get exactly what
Because
you're
I'm
saying.
talking about Ravens, you're being honest with your wife or not being honest with your wife. Little Richard, you're being honest, you're not being honest. Jeff Matthias, you're being honest. We're talking about good folks asking, is it easier to be honest or tell them what they want to hear? So we're having a talk about good people in normal situations. And unfortunately, you are harboring, and I don't mean this bad, but it shows the hurt that you
For
have.
sure, yeah.
Because you automatically go back to that, which means that was a very, very bad part of your life.
It was, and
I'm over here getting all up in your brain,
well,
which
because
is kind of scary.
because a lot of women deal with this, and that's why when they get with honest men who are truly being honest, and they have been hurt to the level of their core, the honest man who is just trying to really, really, really be honest with them, that baggage from the past, because they're just some. No matter how much you heal, there are some words that will forever be a trigger, if that makes sense. And I think because now I'm in a wonderful relationship. I mean, absolutely wonderful. And we are very honest with each other. And, I think that has honestly been what has strengthened us, because we don't use honesty as a form of being a bully to each other.
Well, because that's not honesty.
That's not honesty.
You can't even put that in the word with honesty. So in this conversation, that wasn't even a factor.
Yeah, but that's what, and that's.
But what I'm saying is that shows that deep down, that still really bothers you.
It does.
Because that wasn't the way that we were talking about honesty is almost like two different words, because you are discussing bully, not honesty. You're discussing a bully. Honesty in this particular conversation had nothing to do with that. It's just sad. And I'm not saying it's sad that you went there. It's sad that something in your life has still got a little bit of an anchor on you that's keeping you from going forward.
Well, but
hold on one second. Always honesty. It takes years to build trust and a split second to destroy it. Without honesty and trust, you have a fake relationship. Quote the Alex, because that is exactly the truth. That was my point in general. Is if I'm gonna be fake, oh my God, that's just why be. I want to be real, dude. Like I want everything. I want to know that when somebody says something, even if I'll be there at 9 and they don't make it till 10, that's not the same.
No.
But when somebody says, I used to do this, and you find out it's a lie, that's fake.
Or when somebody says, I got your back, and then you turn to them and say, okay, can you help me do this? Oh, well, I would, but I can't now.
Right.
Okay, just tell me in the beginning that you can't do it, and then I won't expect it from you.
Because I laugh at some of these girls I see out out at the clubs back when I used to do that. And there'd be like 3 girls hanging out together, and one of them, who's like the hot chick, is dressed in the gaudiest, nastiest crap ever. And I just look over at whoever's standing with me and go, you know what? That girl right there, that hot one? Yeah, the one dressed like that. Eventually, she's going to turn around and she's going to punch the heavyset one right in the mouth. And everybody's like, what? And I'm like, because the heavy one looked at her and said, oh, yeah, girl, wear that. You look hot. You know what that was is the heavy girl didn't want any competition. And she let you leave the house dressed up like a Barnum and Bailey and clown. She let you leave the house looking like that.
Yeah, sometimes I see people like that. I'm like, they really needed a friend to say no.
That's right. No, do not do that.
No, don't collect $100. No,
That's right. Don't pass go.
Don't pass go.
All right, let's shoot off the commercial. We'll be right back. I've got a song that should represent. It's gonna represent what the Ravens renovation and all you fellas that says honesty is the best way. But then some of you cats that are like, no, I want to keep the peace. Well, you know what? This next song goes out to you that wants to keep the peace and not really be honest with yourself and your spouse. We'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Tip the boat over, rock the boat.
You like that song choice?
Yes.
Rock the boat, baby.
Tip the boat over.
Some Soul Train.
Are we gonna let Bella out, or are we gonna keep her locked up?
So I got the number for the
Okay.
girl that
turned
runs
us on.
everything. I want to call her and say, where are you located so I can come down and meet you? And me and you go down and just say, I want to know what's going on. Why does this girl think she has a right to talk to people like this? Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Where's Crystal today?
Work.
It's Thursday.
Oh, mama's surgery's tomorrow.
Oh, I thought it was Tuesday.
Mm.
Okay. Have they said when they're going to
Ma'am?
bury her grandmother?
Saturday.
Well, should we go to that instead?
I don't know. I'm trying to decide. I'm just, in a way, I'm just aggravated and I just want to mess with some people at the moment.
I know, but
Because if they're going to treat us this way, they're treating everybody that way. And I don't like people being bullies. I do not like a bully. And the fact that the lady was rude to you, and then she's been rude to me a couple times, and
then
now
she was all
rude
all
to my
three-
wife.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to put a stop to it.
because we asked about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to head down that way after we finish.
We'll find out where she is, but I'm gonna call her when the show's over.
Oh, when is the customer service for White Brothers?
Tomorrow, right after the show, got a boogie straight there.
So we need to talk about that.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's right. That's right. And then I want to do an interview with this Be the Change fitness thing in Old Town.
What? When? Where? What?
I want to talk to them for ladies talk.
When? What are you talking about?
This It's a Be the Change
woman.
personal
So what
training
you're saying is
studio.
you want to try to get them to come into the show?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you just say that? You said you want to go talk to them, so I'm like, huh? So you said you want to talk to them about being on the show.
Yes.
Thank you.
You are just on one this moment.
I'm sorry. I just need clarity.
See, that's why.
And we're back.
Oh, we did that together.
Mm.
Look at how awesome
And you
we
said
are.
you don't like doing stuff with guys anymore.
Well, no, really, I don't.
Okay, so White Brothers tomorrow at the Stone Mountain location. Customer appreciation. Be there at noontime. Get you some free grub.
Where's the Stone Mountain location?
It's in Stone Mountain.
Oh, okay, that narrows.
Mountain Industrial. Let's word it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what direction you come from, you get off at Mountain Industrial and turn like you're heading towards Lawrenceville Highway, Hugh Howe, aiming towards like Jimmy Carter Boulevard, that direction.
Oh, okay. I know where that area is.
Yes.
And you know why I know where that area is? Because there's an organic Thai restaurant
Yeah,
over there.
Yeah, because that's where White Brothers is.
That's right. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. So we're heading up there tomorrow.
That's right. And then actually I leave there. I'm going up in the bus. I leave there and then head towards Loganville and then work tomorrow night at
American
the
Legion.
American Legion on 78 in Loganville across the street from the McDonald's. Y'all need to come check us out. We're going to have a little party.
So I won't be riding with you tomorrow, then I'll be driving.
Yeah, you'll have to drive behind me or in front of me or I'll just give you the address and you just meet me
I'll
there.
just meet you there.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll just meet you there. Because I got to be back down here for the fun run because I
That's right.
gotta get my race on. And then
Good luck with that.
I got to figure out the witches run. So I got to figure that out. I got my Halloween costume, Scotty.
What'd you get?
I'm going to
Ooh,
be
pardon me.
Venus, the goddess of
You're going to be
love.
Venus Flytrap? Now, that's kind of cool since you're on a radio show. What? You're going to be the who?
I said I'm going to be Venus, the goddess of love.
Oh.
Fool, ain't nobody said nothing about being no Venus flytrap.
Yeah, but if you're on a radio show and you're going to be Venus, then
You know
know.
what? Y'all, somebody come get him.
we'll get you a big afro, some glasses,
Somebody
some
come get him.
some like aromatherapy type candles or something, to dim the lights,
Really, Scott?
hang a disco ball from the ceiling. I mean, I'm just trying to fix
Really?
it. Just trying to fix it up for you.
Really?
What?
Really?
That would be Venus Flytrap.
No, it would not. That's not Venus flytrap. Venus flytrap is a flower that eats mosquitoes.
Oh my God. Did you really just go there?
What?
I bet you little Richard is rolling right now. Rolling. I bet everybody listening is rolling right now.
What?
Sometimes, Doc. Sometimes.
What?
Did you
did I
never
do?
watch WKRP in Cincinnati?
No.
What is wrong with you?
It probably came on the same time Little House on the Prairie did.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you really just put the two in the same sentence?
Okay, who didn't watch Little House on the Prairie?
No, I'm getting lit up over here. That's funny. Now that's funny. I don't care who you are. I can't believe you are like not even grasping it. Hold on. I'm going to go get you a picture.
You gonna get me let's see, because something's wrong with the internet today.
I know. It just
It's-
acted stupid.
It's wanky.
So you never watched WKRP in Cincinnati?
No.
Man, the internet is so acting stupid. I'm
Okay, so
telling
it's
you.
not just
No.
me, it's your whole
It's AT&T is what it is. Uverse sucks. They used to be the stuff. I mean, let me tell you something. If Google Fiber shot up through here, man,
we would be with them in a minute.
no crap. I would have some. So you never watched this show right here. That's Venus Flytrap.
I'm not a black man.
Oh my God, no.
What?
He was a oh my God, Doc.
What?
He hosted the night show of the radio station.
Oh.
So
Okay.
this right here is Johnny Fever, and that's Venus Flytrap.
Oh. know.
I cannot believe you never watched WKRP. That's what made me want to be on the radio, besides, listening to actual real radio back in the day.
Okay, well let's see.
Oh my God. I cannot believe I'm having this conversation.
Scotty,
How in the halo has she never seen WKRP?
the
That's
years
what I just
of
got asked.
WKRP was 1978 to 1982. I was born in 1974. So that means when it came on, I would have been 4 years old. I'm sorry, I was watching Little House on the Prairie and The Incredible Hulk and Scooby-Doo.
Oh my God.
I used to treat Scooby-Doo like it was my soap opera, especially when they had the to be continued. And then remember when we got the VHS and my mom and dad used to record Scooby-Doo for me. And they would always record it without the commercials. I loved it.
I'm just like shaking my head here. I'm going to play a little piece of it because, I mean, come on, it's Venus flytrap. You know what I mean?
There's the Venus flytrap, right?
Yeah,
there.
you're talking about the flower, dog. Sometimes your PhDs get in the way of some stuff. This is when your wife says, "I just love her," because some of the stuff that you say, you just shake your head. Because watch, here's Johnny Fever.
Shout Factory TV.
Of course, you got these commercials.
Don't you
I
hate
got
that
somebody
now?
saying I was born in 1971, and I can tell you every episode.
Wow.
So watch.
Well, it's goodbye to the elevator music.
And now he's forgetting what he's doing because he's stoned.
Do it.
Now watch. And he just scratches the hell out of a record.
It is time for this town to get down.
But yeah, how did you not watch WKRP? Like that was, oh my God, that made me want to do this so bad. I just loved that show. When Les Nessman throws turkeys out of a helicopter and he's like, how did I know they weren't going to fly? And they're like falling on people in the parking lot. He was doing a Thanksgiving giveaway and they flew a helicopter over like the grocery store and people were standing in the parking lot and he's throwing turkeys out and they're going bam and hitting cars and splapping on the road.
Oh my
and,
gosh.
oh God. I'm like, I'm totally reliving some of my childhood on some WKRP and you never watched it. Look, okay, Doc, come on. You watched the movie Superstar and actually said you liked it.
I did like.
Then you need to go home and like start watching some of the WKRP in Cincinnati. Oh my God. Like here's another one. Watch. Oh God, it's saying go to Hulu.
No, we can't do that.
Yeah, we're not going there. I just wanted to play a quick piece of it just so.
All of those are on Hulu.
Oh my gosh. I'm just like in shock. And I'm surprised the phone's not lighting up with more people saying, what the halo has happened here?
They're like, poor Doc.
Yeah, poor Doc. Like
she spent all her time in the library
and
and, watching Scooby-Doo and Little House on the Prairie. I did watch MacGyver.
I don't want to laugh at that too much.
And I watched Simon and Simon.
Of course, Simon and Simon. Of course.
I watched Magnum P.I.
How weird is it that you like watched a white guy in a Ferrari?
That was what you were supposed to do. I watched Knight Rider with Michael Knight.
Oh, all these are saying go to Hulu. That is terrible. They've got the racket made. They want to make that money. All right, so here's Venus and the Boss.
Oh man, I don't believe this.
Come on over here now.
Okay. Look, when they come in, tell them Gordon Sims just left, okay?
And that's his real name.
Wait a minute. Who's Gordon Sims?
Never mind.
Yeah, let's just calm down. I mean, they're going to be fair with us.
He ran from the draft
Carlson, you live in a dream world.
and became Venus
Gentlemen,
Flytrap.
I'm Major Edmund Hunter. I'll be the investigating officer in this case.
Hi, I'm Gordon Sims.
Venus, that's not going to work.
Sit down, gentlemen.
Anyways, I'm gonna make Doc sit through these. Yes, you would just have to go watch. I have a mission for you. You go watch that, and it'll change your whole mentality of why I'm doing this.
I'm gonna come to the fun house and watch it on the fun couch.
Oh, yeah. That will make you understand why we are here today. Johnny Fever was like the ultimate back then.
Are you Johnny Fever?
You just have to go watch it. It was just so funny. All right, look,
Okay.
we're down at 9:49. So tomorrow we're going to get out of here right after the show. We're going to head to White Brothers.
Oh, we got to put the kids on the bus, and then we can get out of here.
Oh, you got that?
We're doing a country song today because, last night we played a lot of country music, so country was kind of stuck in my head.
It was because of the guest and all last night. So that
know.
happens.
I love
Doc
that.
hit us up and he's like, why so much country? What's going on?
Well, because I'm used to whenever we have, the show, there's always, at least I have some type of commentary.
We should have had a bunch of flags hanging up in here, a bunch of cowboy hats. Yeah. Okay, here comes your song.
Ah, there we go. Hello, boys and girls. Oh, look, Tubby. Now I asked you to get on the bus properly. No, Tubby, stop pushing Rob. Oh my goodness. Why did I decide to take this field trip with these kids today? Mr. Scotty, please don't close the door on the kids. Come on, kids. I need everyone on the bus. Crisscross applesauce. Oh, look, there's Nikki. Nikki, come to the front of the bus and sit beside me. No, you cannot sit back there with the boys today. Come to the front. Nikki. 1. Okay, we got all the kids on the bus, Mr. Scott. Well, hello, boys and girls. So everyone, today we're going to talk about 2 very important things in life. What's that sound? I'm like, what's that sound?
I was shooting a machine gun at you.
Okay. So today we're going to talk about gunpowder and lead.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that's what you were doing. And I'm over here doing gun sound
No.
effects. Watch. Had no idea you were fixing to do gunpowder and lead.
That's
That
because
is
you
cute.
and I are so connected.
Come on.
So, County Road 223, under my feet, nothing on this white rock but a little old me. I've got 2 miles till he makes bail. And if I'm right, I'm headed straight for hell. I'm going home, gonna load my shotgun, wait by the door and light a cigarette. If he wants a fight, well, he's got one, and he ain't seen me crazy yet. He slapped my face, and he shook me like a rag doll. Don't that sound like a real man? Now, boys, never, ever, ever hit a girl, okay? Because that is not polite. If you can't keep your hands to yourself, then you don't need to be in that relationship. Y'all don't need to play on the playground together. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't hit. Now, I'm going to show him what little girls are made of, gunpowder and lead. It's 10:30, another 6-pack in. Now, let me tell you, if you're going to be out there drinking, don't be shooting, because shooting and drinking doesn't go together. Even though I know they have the stores that are right beside each other, it's just not a good thing to mix them 2 things together.
Raven said that's him shooting for not including him on the bus. And if you
Oh.
and if you go to Walmart, you can get your guns, your bullet, and your beer.
And your beer. That's right.
And a tutu.
So I can feel the rumble like a cold black wind. He pulls in the drive, the gravel flies. He don't know what's waiting here this time. Oh my goodness, boys and girls. He doesn't know what's waiting. What do you think is waiting for him? Well, she goes back and she gets her shotgun and she gets her cigarette. And he's got a fist, but her gun's bigger. And he's going to find out when she pulls that trigger. Well, Mr. Scott, I think it's time to put the kids back on the bus. We're going to make an extra stop today, though.
What's that?
We're going to go by and pick up Chris. with
Oh,
Ravens.
okay.
Yeah,
I see
we're-
what you're saying.
We're going to
then.
pick up Chris with Ravens Renovations on our way back from the field trip.
All right, here we go.
Okay, now I need everyone on the bus. We're going to have to stop by the Children's Museum and pick up Chris because he got left there on our last field trip. Boys and girls, that's what happens when I tell you to get on the bus and you don't get on the bus. I have to leave you behind. Chris, come, Chris, stop looking under, Chris, bring the mirror and stop looking under the lady's skirt with the mirror.
Put that bubble gum back under that seat.
Oh, my
that
goodness.
stuff's like a year old.
Rob, why can Rob not sit in his seat?
Because he's
Rob.
standing there having to tell everybody what to do.
Rob, stop. I am the teacher, not you. I've got this. Come on, Chris, come on. Get on the bus right now. 1, 2. Chris, don't make me count to 3. All right, Mr. Scotty.
I'm more
take us
worried
home.
about Tubby making out with Nikki in the back.
No, Nikki is sitting beside me. That's why I made.
Then who's he making out with in the
I
back?
don't know.
Oh my God. Is that where McLovin is?
I don't know.
Oh crap.
That's going to be tomorrow's song.
I guess so.
Mm-mm-mm.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. Sorry, had to go there. I just thought that was too funny.
All right, everybody.
All right, look, before we get out, I know I've got Craig who has brought up the fact of Lonnie Anderson. He says, don't forget who was on, who the receptionist was. He says he believed that's what kicked off her career. And I'm sure that is what kicked off her career.
Oh, and Jacob, yes, tomorrow we will make sure that we get you on the field trip. So I'm excited. I can't wait to come over to the fun house and watch WKRP. And I promise Crystal and I won't talk all through it. We'll
Yeah,
actually.
good luck with that. I already know you two suckers. All right, everybody, we're going to roll up out of here. We're a couple minutes early, but we got some stuff trying to pull off. We will holla. Stay out of trouble. Don't do nothing we would do.
But if you do it, do it.
I
just
can't
for
read
fun.
that over a microphone. Chris with Ravens Renovation. What he's saying about Tubby, I can't say it. So,
Oh my goodness.
all right, everybody, we're out of here. We will see y'all on the flip side. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything. Anything.
Just don't keep your hands to yourself.
Don't do anything that I would do. Something bad will happen. I can just tell you that it might, So, all right, everybody, be good.
Love
We'll see you on the flip
Peace
side.
out.
Bye.
Bye, YouTube land.